In this video, I'm going to be changing the tyre on a wheel fitted with the new 360 ProLock system. I've been using the 360 ProLock system for a couple of months now. I've done 2 races and 5 day rides in the mountains. Zero problems, really like the system. Some of the advantages of the system are reliability. There's no high pressure tube like tubeless to puncture. It's purely mechanical system. I'll show the inside of the system when I remove the tyre. It also balances the wheel, so you don't need to worry about imbalance. And the sidewall is supported all the way around on the tyre, which means that you can run really low pressure. I've actually been running 0 PSI, and the sidewall is supported much better than a tubeless system. The system is secured in 9 positions around the wheel. This entails you having to drill the rim out, so typically you'll need to add an additional 7 holes for a total of 9 segments, and then you secure the segments in place using nuts around the wheel. Okay, so for the tyre change, I've got my wheel sitting on a tyre changer. I'm just using this for support today, so I'm just going to use tyre levers and some soapy water to change the tyre, and hopefully show how easy it is to change a tyre without special tools using the 360 ProLock system. So the first step is to remove all of the caps on the threaded sections of the wheel. So I'm going to just remove those. Okay, so once you've removed all of the caps, the next step is to remove the valve to release any air. I've been running this at 0, but I did add some air just to show that the system will hold air, no problem, a couple of hours ago. And the pressure hasn't gone down, so it's sealed perfectly. The next job is to loosen all of the nuts on the system. You'll need a 10mm socket and 13mm. And because there's 9 of them, having a powered ratchet drive wrench is really handy, saves a lot of time. So I'm doing the 10mm ones first. And last I'll loosen the 13mm nuts on the valve. So you don't need to completely remove the nuts. One of them I undid too far, so I just put that back on. And all of the others I'm just having, so it's right at the end of the thread. Next step is to debead the tyre, so you can just push down and work round and make sure it's not on the bead. Next, I'm going to spray the tyre with lube. I just use soapy water, so regular water and a tiny bit of dish soap. Okay, now I can start removing the tyre. So I'm going to use 3 tyre levers. And then just work round with one lever. And you can see how easily the tyre drops down into the center of the rim, even with the system fitted. Okay, and that's one side off. Next, I'm going to flip the wheel over and do the same on the other side. So push down, it's all off. Really, when you're removing the tie, you don't have to use lube, but just makes it a little bit easier. And same as the first side, I'm going to use 3 tire levers. It's always a little bit tricky holding them in place. And then work round. And next I'm going to take the wheel off the stand and remove the rim from the tyre. And with the tyre removed, you can see what the 360 ProLock segments look like. So there's one here, next one is there. There, I'll take one off to show in more detail. But the aluminium with a rubber piece here to create the seal and hold the bead of the tyre securely. And here you can see 2 segments of the 360 ProLock system. The thicker threaded one has a through hole which a valve can fit into and allows you to inflate the tyre if you want to add air. And the thinner ones, there's 8 of these, and these are just to secure these segments into place. And you can see here, each segment has a rubber piece and aluminium on the underside. And when you tighten this in, it pulls it in and holds the bead of the tyre in place and also creates a seal around the bead and between each segment. Each segment is pulled together, creating a seal. So purely mechanical system, no inner tube to inflate, and should prove, well, has already proved to be super reliable, but I'm going to be using this long term and don't expect to have any issues. You can buy replacement parts for this system in case you wear out the rubber parts. And here you can see I've separated the rubber part from the aluminium part. It simply pulls off. Each rubber part has a lug at each end which locate in the holes at the end of the aluminium piece. And you can see here the threaded parts is a bolt which passes through, secured with a nut which passes through the rubber part as well. Okay, so before mounting the new tyre, I'm going to go around each segment, make sure it's secured onto the aluminium part located properly with the 2 lugs pushed through. And I'm also going to wipe each of them with some Armour Oil. So this helps with the installation, make sure or helps ensure that the tyre bead locates in the correct position. Only takes a second just to wipe each of the segments and do the other side as well and go around, make sure obviously that there's no damage to the rubber parts as well. And now I'm ready to install the tyre. The tyre I'm going to be installing is a Shinko 540 DC, tyre size 120/118. This is my favourite tyre for most of the riding I do in the mountains. It's soft, loamy dirt. It's really well suited to this open tread pattern with aggressive blocks. It's a gummy tyre, but dual compound. So the centre knobs, as you can probably see there, soft and gummy, and the outer ones are much firmer, which makes it hold really well in cornering and off-camber situations. The spacing between the blocks works really well in soft, loamy dirt, but it also has aggressive tread height. The carcass on the top is reasonably soft, but the sidewalls are much firmer. So it works really well at 0 psi, particularly with the 360 ProLock system. With tubeless, I often would add about 2 psi of pressure. With the ProLock system, it works really well at 0 because the ProLock helps support the sidewall and stops the tire wallowing. So I'm really happy with the performance with the ProLock system. For softer carcass tires, especially if they have a soft sidewall, you might want to consider using a half mousse system with the ProLock. This is one provided by Nuetech to me. It's a half mousse and should work really well with soft tires, as I mentioned. I might get a softer carcass tire to try this out later. And the new tire on the inside of the bead, I'm going to apply some Armor All as well. Just wipe round, quick and simple to do. It should help the tire seat more easily during the installation and make sure that everything goes smoothly. And the next step is to figure out the direction of the tire. It typically has an arrow on it, so I'm aware of that. And using the same tool that comes with tubeless, put it on one side of the tire and then insert the rim into the tire. And you need some tire levers to do that. Typically goes in pretty easily. Like that. Okay, so I've got the wheel back on the stand and I'm going to put some lube. Again, this is just water with a little bit of dish soap in it. And using my tire levers, I'm going to use a bead buddy made by Motion Pro just to hold it in place. And then work round with my tire levers. And just make sure it stays down in the center of the rim when you're working around. And that's one side on. And then flip the tire over. And same thing on this side. I'm going to put some lube on. And then work around with my tire levers. Obviously the second side is more likely to stay up out of the center, so be sure to go back and push it down, make sure it's down in there or you'll have problems. Okay, so that's the tire on the rim. Okay, so the next step is to tighten all of the 360 ProLock segments. So I'm going to work around the 10mm nuts first. And I will do the final torque by hand using a torque wrench. Then switch over to my 13mm. And now I'm going to hand torque all of the segments. So ProLock recommend between 6 to 8 foot-pounds, which is between 8.1 and 10.8 Newton meters. I'm going to do all of the fasteners to 10 Newton meters. So I check my torque wrench. It's at 10. So really the only disadvantage of this system is there's 9 segments. So it takes a little bit of time torquing them up. But I think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. I think you saw how easy it is to take a tire off and fit a new one. The installation of the system, you typically have to drill 7 extra holes in your rim because there's typically already 2 in the right place. So there is that. I know some people have voiced concern about adding extra holes, weakening the rim. I think if holes in the rim were an issue, you'd see cracks where the axle, where the spokes are. So I don't think that's a real issue. And just switched over to my 13 for the valve fastener torque. And I'll go around once more just to make sure everything is torqued up correctly. And next I'm going to put the valve back in. Could actually leave this out, but I kind of like it, even though I run it at 0, I do like it sealed. It provides a different feel from being punctured. But yeah, that's up to you. And if you want to run the system with some air, you add your air. I'm going to leave it at 0 and just put it back on the caps. And the final check is to check the bead is seated all the way around on both sides. And that looks perfect. So hopefully you could see how easy it is to change a tire using the 360 ProLock system. I think this system's going to be really popular when it's released for general sale. I've been super impressed with it. It's been totally reliable, had no issues, and really good riding feel with the tire. Also allows you to ride at 0 PSI with better sidewall support, less wallowing of the tire. I'm really liking the feel. If you want to run air, you can do that as well. Adjust the feel depending on the ride terrain and situation. So I think a really good system, should prove to be really reliable. And yeah, I'm really liking it so far.